All right, people. We is on the air.
We're here.
Is sitting there recording right now. Right as we speak, we are on the air, and with
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
yeah. Well, like I said, I did not watch the fiasco last night. I refuse to waste any second of my time watching that stuff. And when I looked at all these news stuff today, this morning, I'm glad I didn't.
Me too.
It was from what I seen, it was a total disaster.
Disaster.
It was a total disaster, man. Oh boy.
It was a total joke.
There's other folks, past presidents and other past officials said they have never seen anything like that in their life. But I guess the dollar he likes that. He likes a show. He put on a good show. I I saw they were showing segments of this thing, and I saw them when he was talking about the Supreme Court justices. And poor John Roberts, he looked old and wore out, man. When he first got on there, he was, young and vibrant and stuff. Man, he looked wore out. I mean, wore completely out, man, because he knows that his John Roberts court is going to go down in history probably as I don't know if the worst, but it's going to be close to it. Worst court in the history of this country.
Yep.
It may not be top number one, but it'll be in the top three or four.
Well,
I can.
the thing is, bro, a lot of these people think this is the end. So they trying to they feel as though this country is done. A lot of these people, man, because you got people over in Iran, you got people fighting in Russia and Ukraine fighting, and Uh, you got Iran want to demolish Israel. You got all kind of Latino countries that's in chaos. People think this is the end of the world, bro. You got these billionaires got bunkers. They done built bunkers all over the world. So you know this is why they don't care. They do not care. They do not care. Today, Ed, all day I've been singing this song. Somewhere over the rainbow.
Well,
I said, why is this song in my spirit? It says, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, in the land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true.
well, uh, as you were reading that, I'm thinking to myself, somewhere with a rainbow. Maybe it means that it's whatever it is, it's not on this earth. It's probably in that next life that we getting ready to enter into, and not this. But there are a lot of people out there who are still young, who are probably going to be around for a while. They are the ones that are going to have to deal with this crap, and they're the ones who are going to have to determine what this place is going to look like for them and their children. And what that's going to be, I have no idea. But
Well, if you listen to the up and coming Americans who are now have taken over pretty much a large portion of the new immigrants have taken large portion of the House, not the Senate, the House, and And then you talk and you listened last night. Joy Reid hosted, her and Katie Payne had hosted this, I guess, American State of the Union, the People's State of the Union.
People,
I think
yeah.
that's what they called it.
Yep, the peoples.
And if you listen to some of those people that came up there and spoke, a lot of them were immigrants. And they were talking about this country and the way it should be and where it should go. So, uh, hey, bro, it's going to be a whole new day in the next 5 to 10 years.
Oh yeah.
Whole
Uh,
new day, because these people, they do not, and this is just my opinion now. I'm not saying that this country is by far more democratic than other countries, which in a large way we are, because we're supposed to have uh, three branches, and this man then created a one party system, or trying to take control. But we're supposed to have three branches: independent, with the House, you got all people that's in charge of their district, and then they're supposed to compromise. You got the Senate, who's supposed to be actually sort of kind of curtailing them, watching over them, but mostly what they do is they approve of all of these judges and positions and all of that, and then they approve the budget as well, and so it has to go to the president then. So these people are supposed to be working independently, and they're supposed to have their own mind, being critical thinking and saying what's best not only for my state, but what's best for the country. And to me, you got a lot of people right now that they are not doing their own thinking. So right now we have a country that really wants to take the power. We have a party, I should say, that wants to take the power. Well, both parties want the power to do whatever they want the hell to do, because neither one of them is doing really what the people want. People want better education, better health care. The people want better jobs. The people want those types of things. The people want these banks to be free up the money so that people can start businesses and keep their businesses going. But they don't care. These old uh, politicians that's still there, they trying to hold on as long as they can, and they trying to adapt to the movements and the transition that we're doing. So I don't know. Um, if you go on TikTok, I don't know if you listen to TikTok, but TikTok, a lot of these people trying to figure out, well, what's going on with the black community. And everybody got their own opinion about the black community. You listen to them. Literally, I don't know, dozens of them. Groups of people just talking about the black community. I'm talking about black people, and they're just constantly talking about the black community and what's wrong with the black community and what we should do. You know, they talking about we should boycott. We said we shouldn't vote. They're talking about all kinds of stuff. And they don't really have the answer either. Nobody has the answer. I guess that's why I was singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, because we live in pie in the sky. They have lost the American people because there's so many different thought patterns in this country that you ain't gonna never satisfy hardly anybody. Because some people want to be socialists, some people even want to be communists, some people want to be capitalists, some people want to be libertarians, some people just, you know, conservative, some people far left, moderate. They don't know. The only thing they know is they know that Donald Trump is stealing money. He done got away with a lot of stuff. He's in the Epstein's files hundreds of thousands of times. They know that these politicians are getting over when they walk in there. They just average people, and then they walk out. They multimillionaires, and you got these college students right now looking for jobs, and they got to take anything they give them if it ain't but $10, $15 an hour.
Only thing they can do. We're probably in an era, Ted, and it brings to mind a situation that happened in the Bible where the leader left and the people down while he went up in the mountains. And while he was up there was total conflict going on. Everybody was running around doing all kind of crazy stuff. So the people are waiting on a leader, a true leader. Because even when Moses left his people and stuff down there, and he went up in the mountains and stuff, he he left them, and they just, I guess, they got lost, and that's what's going on. We are looking for a leader to take us to the promised land, and who that leader is, and who God has chosen and stuff to make that happen, we don't know. That's my take and stuff with what's going on. I go back,
You
and
know
like you
who it
said,
was?
what's that?
You know who it was?
What do you mean who he was?
It was Obama. They cut his balls off, bro.
Well, but he's gone now. They're looking for another
No,
leader.
what I'm saying
Yeah,
is that we did have a leader
right.
to
We did,
bring this country together.
and he did what he had to do during that time period. For those 8 years, he did what he had to do. He straightened out a lot of things. But now we are lost again, and we're looking for another leader, somebody who is younger and is going to take us to that promised land. But Ted, you brought up something and everything that we keep talking about all the time. At least I do. For the last year or so, I keep talking about this. That those old folks in their 70s and 80s need to step their ass aside and let these younger folks and stuff and everything deal with what's going on, because they are the ones and stuff and everything who are going to be determining what's going to happen. When I see these old dogs and these old folks and stuff sitting out there and auntie and stuff, sit down, people. I see Nancy has said, well, I'm sitting down. I'm getting away from this stuff. Sit down. Let some of these younger folks take over. Let them do what needs to be done. They need to have a leader who is young and who is going to take them to that promised land. And sit, and I'm telling them right now, I'm looking at them if I saw right now, and I'm standing up there, and they had a big conference going on, or a speaking thing or whatever, and they asking for questions and stuff. I'm gonna look them dead in the face and say, y'all need to sit down. Now, and you need to remember what the heck happened when you came on board. Most of you guys were young when you came on board and did y'all thing. Your folks stepped aside and let you guys take over and handle this stuff. When we were growing up, Ted, our folks and stuff stepped aside and let us take over and say, hey, you guys go out there and do what you got to do. We got your back. That's what we need to happen now. They need to step their ass aside. Their days is gone. All them folks out there, that daggone knucklehead who got that Reverend Al Sharpton, sit his ass down. He don't need to be out there anymore. Sit down. Let these younger folks and stuff have the daggone reins and do what they need to do and stuff to take this country where it needs to be taken to. And then, and if they get out the way, I think we're probably going to be okay. Get the hell out of the way. You have
Well,
to
you know what
trust.
Obama said, don't you?
Right.
You know what Obama said? Practically the same thing. And when you say, you've been saying a lot. I've been saying it too. But Obama said, he said people have to realize, I'm 64.
Hmm.
And he said, people have to realize you age out.
Right,
He didn't say sit down. He just said you age out.
right.
So you have to know when to sit down and be supportive in your own way and let
You know
other
what?
people do this thing, because, and the thing is, these young men have to get more involved. The women are all involved and they run it, and that's fine. And nobody's knocking that. But a lot of these young men gonna have to step the game up too. And a lot of them are.
Well,
You got a
yeah,
lot of male men that's stepping up on their game, and we'll see. I mean, we are in a new transition. Ain't no question. Ain't no question about that. And we have to get rid of this jackass. Well, I don't know what he called himself doing. As far as this country, talking about he loved this country. I love America. I don't
he
know
had,
what he called himself doing. He
but
didn't bring up
he
nothing that he was going to do to help the American people.
absolutely, but he has followers who are in lockstep with him, and they're following him, blindly following him, knowing, and I know some of them know what they're doing is wrong. That what he is saying and stuff is not uniting this country. They know it's not. But the followers and stuff, from most of them are saying, well, we're afraid of him. But then there's a lot of them and everything who he has allowed to do what he has done, steal and rob this country, get what you want out of it, and and if you get put in jail, I'm gonna pardon you.
Yeah.
And that's what they're thinking. So well, he's robbing his place, we're gonna rob it too. And they don't care, and he doesn't care. And the folks out there who supposed to be protecting this country and everything have abdicated everything that they have done. And the more they abdicate their authority, the more they're just weak sisters. The Speaker of the House, he's just a Trump stooge. The the leader and stuff of the Republican Party in the Senate, he's a Trump stooge, and that's all they're doing. And if Trump said it, if Daddy Trump says it, we got to follow behind it because if he decides that he don't like what we are saying, he's gonna get rid of us. That's that's cowardice, and Well, I understand it, but they those who are doing that need to step aside and get the hell out their way. And somebody in the Republican Party is going to have to stand up and tell that man, "You're wrong. We're not going to keep on going this way." And if they don't do it, it's going to take us a lot longer and stuff to get this country back together. But just like you just said, it's stuff going on all around the world. So that might be our savior. Everybody else is screwed up. So it depends on who the first person or the first country that comes out of this mess is going to lead this world. And it looks like it's not going to be the United States anymore. Somebody in the European Union or somebody in Canada is probably going to take over and rule the world. That's the way I see it. Because I can see Mark Carney, who was the prime minister there in Canada, is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. There's nobody that I can see in the European Union and stuff who is going to be getting stronger than him. The young lady and stuff down there in Mexico, she's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. They're probably not going to be able to run the place and everything, but she's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Now, the European Union, I don't see anybody over there. I don't see the German prime minister or anybody who's going to stand up because, tell you, they over there in Europe and they are fighting their war with Ukraine. And they started telling the Ukrainian president Zelensky and stuff, we got your back. But they are still allowing Russia to continue to attack them. And how long their country going to be able to stand up, I don't know.
They're going into 5 years.
Yeah, They can't keep going on like this. They're a little small country. They're giving them little peanuts and stuff, scraps off the table. Yeah, we're gonna give you this little weapon and stuff to help you. We're gonna give you this little weapon to help you. They're gonna need a total backing and stuff of Zelensky. That means sending your daggone troops over there and sitting in that daggone country and sit down there and fight with those daggone people. That's the only way you're going to stop that crap that's going on. Because Russia ain't going to stop. They've already showed that. We're not going to stop. We're going to destroy them daggone people. If they won't do what we want to do and bend them to our will, we are going to destroy that country. And if they don't stand up, woe is us. That daggone Trump, he's sitting over there, and I saw those generals and stuff in that daggone meeting when he mentioned what had going on. And every last one of them generals from the Joint Chiefs of Staff, if you looked at their daggone faces and stuff and everything, they were scared to death that this man was going to start a goddamn war over there and ain't going to lose it because they do not have any help over there. You don't if you fighting a war 10,000 miles away from your daggone base and stuff, and you ain't got no backup, you sending your daggone troops to their death. And they're afraid of that. I can see it in their faces and stuff. Every last one of they put the camera on there while he was talking, and every last one of them would sit up there, and they were not happy about what the hell he was saying. They were not happy. They have a fool that they got to follow, and they know it. It is horrible. And quietly, you noticed here, ain't nobody said anything about China. They ain't said a word, not one word about them being bad. Them some guns are sitting out there quietly and stuff and everything, and gathering up power, and people are not watching them. Watch out, see what the heck gonna happen. They quietly getting a lot of power and whatever they need to do what the heck they want to do to dominate this daggone world quietly. Even when the tax tariffs and stuff came out, you ain't heard China say a damn thing about the 10% or the 15%. They ain't said we're gonna jack our prices up. We're gonna throw them all way down. They ain't said a word. They probably was happy that it was down to 10% because they're paying 35 and 40%. So they said, "Well, shit, we can keep on selling our stuff to the United States and everything, and keep our folks working." So we down to 10% now. Hell, we done won. So it takes somebody. It's gonna take somebody to some of these young folks. If you get a chance, listen to Jasmine. Every time I hear and see that young lady and stuff sitting down there talking, she speaks and talks and stuff and everything to you with a lot. I mean, she's very intelligent, and you can tell that. And Trump can't do shit to her about DEI. And people and stuff out there and stuff see her out there and know that this young lady and stuff is can handle her business. And I'm not going to be surprised and stuff if they have a fair election, she's going to be the U.S. senator from the state of Texas, a black woman, because people are listening to her. And that little James Tellerico in his primary, he's becoming null and void every day. He is a weak sister, very weak. And this girl is strong as all get out. So we're gonna see. And I'm very impressed and stuff by her, Ted. I'm telling you, I'm very impressed. I watched her when she went on the View and everything, and you can tell what the heck's going on. When Whoopi sits down there and is stands up there just like her mom is standing up there with her chest out, go on, sister. Go ahead on, sister. This is our folks. These are the treasures, the gift, and everything that black folks is giving to this country. Just like we did with Obama. We gave our best. We gave our treasure to this daggone country. And the man stood up and made every black person in this daggone country absolutely proud. We can sit down there with our chests out and speak about this man even today with pride. You cannot beat him down by putting up a mime and stuff and making him his body look like a goddamn gorilla. It did not bother him because he knows who he is. And the same thing with this girl. She knows who she is. And they can't do shit to her, and Trump is upset about that he cannot beat her down. And I'm hoping and praying and stuff that she can get through the primary and then get to the November election. She's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Them damn Republicans understand what they're going on. If she loses that primary, the Democrats is not going to win that daggone Senate seat. Because Tellerico is a weak sister. He is not going to be able to rally enough people to come out and vote for him. He cannot do it. This woman is rallying folks around her. Hispanics, blacks, and whites. That's the coalition that Obama used to win the presidency.
Well, you real hot on her. You know, I've listened to her a number of times. And of course, she's very smart and she knows what she's talking about. Um, however, I mean, you are kind of more engrossed in it. But my thing is I'm looking at all the other uh, people that's running, and I'm looking at what in the world are these white folks thinking? I don't get it, Ed. I mean, I done said this a dozen times. I don't get it. I
You just
mean,
you just said it, Ted. When them people on TikTok, they asking where the black folks at. Did you just say that? They
no, I didn't say
asking
that.
where we at? Where these black folks at? Why ain't they out there? You just said it. That's
But
what they're
no,
looking for. They're looking
no,
for
I don't.
another. They're
I
looking
don't
for
know.
another black messiah. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'm
Well,
sorry.
well, the only thing, the thing is that here's the thing, you know, and you use a Bible reference. I'm gonna use a Bible reference. When the people was looking for a king, and God was not, you know, and they were just, oh, we need a king. Blah, 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 blah. That's what they wanted. They wanted a king, and and so He allowed that king to take over. I can't think of his name, but and at the same time, David was the one that's supposed to have been the king, but the guy that became king he hunted David down. David was going in caves and running and fighting and everything else to stay alive. People wanted a king though. And when he became king, not David, the other guy, when he became king, he ruined the nation. He ruined the country. He ruined everything. He was killing people. He was doing this, mistreating people, the whole thing. But they had wanted a king so bad. And I'm thinking about politics. The president is one office. The people is the one that should run this country. And if the people were taught properly, given the proper education, and given the proper civic information, being taught critical thinking, we would be just fine. But there are millions and millions of people in this country that can vote. Over 225 million people that can vote in this country. And the people don't seem to understand that you are the one that has the power, not the politicians. They are representing you. And this is the whole thing that I think people just don't seem to understand. They represent us. And if they're not representing, they're going to stay in that office for 2 years, get them out. This is the problem. We're looking for a king. We're looking for a leader. I want to be my own leader. I don't need no president to be my leader. That what they're supposed to be doing is making sure that our tax dollars are spent properly, making sure that we are protected from our enemies, making sure we're educating our kids, and building and making availability of the convenience of mass transportation, uh, bridges, all of that, all of those types of things, infrastructure. We talked about that last night. These are the things that they're supposed to be concerned about. They
Hmm.
run around here playing politics.
And you notice that he never said a word about that. In his whole
Yeah.
108 minutes that he went out there and talked, he never said a word about doing anything to build this country up. Not one word.
So, so it's the people. It's the people. The people have to pick their representatives, and their representatives have to represent them in their communities. And if they're not doing it, then we got a problem. And that's the problem that we have right now because they're not doing anything but fighting against each other, talking about each other like dogs, and criticizing each other just like little kids. And Democrats was trying to be lay low and be civil about it, but now they didn't start it. They say, hey, we can't just let them just run over us. These Republicans have put anything in office that's going to say yes to the president, and he's driving them down a ditch.
And the other folks around them are using money to determine who in the hell is going to govern this country.
There you go. There you go. Because
You know,
obviously that's what it takes. Because you spread that money around, you're gonna have people convincing other people to vote for them.
absolutely. They dumping. Young lady said, Jasmine said they dumping in almost $50 million just into the primary season.
Yeah,
They putting money in there to win that daggone seat down there.
yeah.
Everything they could, they throwing money at it. And we have to realize and stuff here, and I watched the young lady sit talk, our vote is worth a lot of money. You got some power. One of these days and stuff, our folks and stuff, Ted, are going to realize and stuff that there's power in that vote. It determines everything. You hear all these folks talking about, well, I ain't concerned about politics. It don't concern me. Jasmine said something today and stuff, but I said a few different things when I was out there doing it, but she said something even more provocative that touches what everyday folks are doing. You you pay sales tax. Where that tax money going? You pay property tax. Where that property tax money going? You pay tax and stuff on your car, but you'll get tax on your car. Where that money going to is you taking your money and you giving it to somebody and allowing them to take your money and do what the hell they want to do. So you have to get into politics because it concerns you. I'm not gonna give somebody my goddamn money and shit and ain't getting nothing from it. You can't keep on doing that, and we need to let our folks know that. Even the folks who are poor, even the folks who are sitting down there who on the street and everything, they got to go out and they have to buy their food. They have to pay taxes somewhere. They're gonna
Six
be
to eight
paying it.
percent. Six
Yeah,
to 8%.
yeah. They're gonna pay taxes. You're gonna pay taxes whether you're homeless or not. You're gonna pay taxes. So you done gave these people your money, and you can't determine what the heck gonna happen to it. You ain't getting nothing for it. You can't buy nothing for it. Get anything in return. There is a return. You have to get out there and vote, and it must be worth something if people is dumping $50 million just in the daggone primary. And
Well,
there
the
is,
reason why they doing it,
and
because,
only God knows how much is going to be spent after that.
yeah,
And your vote is it's worth, whoo, man. I need to get off my soapbox, Ted. I'm just excited
I'm
about
just
this
going to
young
say it
lady.
again, in case the people don't understand, that we don't need no king. We don't
Mm-mm.
need no prime minister. We don't need nothing like that. No royalty, no nothing. You are in power of your own representative. And if your representative is not doing what they're supposed to be doing, then you need to get that person out of there. You know what's needed in your community. The thing is, though, Ed, if you think about it, each representative is supposed to get what, roughly about 700,000 people. A congressperson is supposed to do that, and they're
Mm-hmm.
in charge of that 750,000 people,
Or more.
so or more. And the point is that these people are supposed to be fighting for their community, those
Absolutely.
representatives.
Absolutely.
And then you have those two senators trying to do the same thing. And a lot of these people are, you know, I have to admit, you look at the president, the leader of the Senate is a Republican, and he's from Oklahoma.
Nope. He's from South Dakota.
I thought he was from Oklahoma.
No, John Toombs is from South Dakota.
Really?
Yeah.
That man ain't got 1,000 people in his state.
Don't.
He ain't got 1,000 people in his state, and
But
he's a leader
of the Senate.
of the Senate.
Yes, sir. He's from South Dakota. John Toombs.
That is crazy.
That's our politics. That's our political system.
And
That he has gained enough power because I think this is only his I think this is his second term that he's been in the Senate. He's in his second term. I'm pretty sure it's the second term. It might be a third, but I know it's not more than that. There's a lot more Congress senators and stuff who got a lot more time than John Thune. But he quietly uh, did like my boy did from Nevada. You remember him? He was the
oh yeah,
Democrat.
he was a
Yeah,
tough old bird.
he was a tough old bird and stuff. He the same, but he uh, he was a very strong person. He was for the people out there. But this guy John Toombs and stuff, and he's just a puppet that Trump has found, and he put him up there, as a figurehead, and he's doing exactly what Trump wants him to do.
Yeah,
Exactly what he wants to do, and he is not going to sidestep him. He's not going to come up there and do anything for the people of South Dakota. And you have to realize, Ted, that Kristi Noem is from South Dakota also. She is the head of the Department of the Homeland Security. She's from South Dakota. She was a governor.
yeah. How
Yeah,
do how do Here's the thing, and we talked about this some months ago. How do we get these people in these North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, and uh, Nebraska, all of these states, all they're doing is voting against themselves, and they
because
all broke. A lot of
because
them are broke, bro.
yeah, I know because we have abdicated that area to the Republican. The the Democratic Party has has abdicated certain sections of this country to the Republicans. You don't have a Democrat running nowhere in those areas. Most of them up there, they consider them conservative,
They used to
and
have
they don't even try.
they used to have a Democrat senator in Utah, but he resigned. He
He
didn't run
wasn't
anymore.
he wasn't a Democrat.
Huh?
He was a Republican. You talking about the guy who used to be the governor of Michigan,
No, I'm talking about Utah.
but he used to be the governor of Michigan because he moved to Utah.
They had a
What's the guy's name you're talking about? Because there's
I
a
can't think of his name, but he was a farmer, and he used to be on
oh
TV all
well
the time.
he's not from Utah. He was from Montana.
Montana. Okay.
Right. He's from Montana. You're talking about. He's the one that got his fingers cut off. A Democrat, very strong Democrat. He just lost the election and stuff. It's the first time he lost there in the state of Montana. After 2 terms he served, the third term he couldn't make it. They dumped that money in the state of Wyoming to get him out of there. Big money they put into that state to get him out of there. So their thing and stuff is that money is going to win them an election, and enough money that you dump into the election, you're going to win. And that's what they're planning on doing there in Texas. They're going to dump money into that state. I would venture to say, Ted, that by the time they finish up with their election in Texas, they're going to have at least two, maybe $250 million going to be spent to win that daggone election. That's a lot of money for one seat that only pays $174,000 a year. You're going to spend $250 million to take a seat that only pays $174,000 a year.
Wow.
That is astronomical, and that's something and stuff, Ted, that we have advocated and stuff. That's why those states and stuff out there are conservative states, because no Democrat wants to go out there and run. That's the strategy and stuff of Jasmine Crockett's campaign, that she has determined and told the Democratic Party, we are going to defend every seat in this state. We're going to put a Democrat up against a daggone Republican. That's what they haven't done in the past. They have allowed certain sections of Texas and stuff and everything, and don't even have a Democrat running. They need a Democrat running in each one of those daggone counties, each one of those areas there, each one of those seats, the state seats. What a state representative, you should have a Republican and a Democrat running in every daggone county in the state of Texas. Right?
Well, you heard the lady speak that won Virginia, right? I don't know if you heard her speak. She was the one that rebutted Trump's speech,
Abigail Spartanburg.
and she's supposed to be classified as a moderate Democrat,
Mm-hmm.
and she showed them how to win.
Mm-hmm.
You can go into a red state or a purple state, and you can be a moderate Democrat and win.
And win.
But the point is that these DNC, where is this guy? First, it was all red and hot, but he was out there longer than Jamie was, but I'm trying to figure out what is he doing now, because he said he was going to go to every state. He was going to compete in every state. That's what he said.
He's not. He's not. He is not. Any Democratic uh, uh, the Democratic Party chairperson and stuff and everything, who controls the Democratic Party for the whole country and stuff, has said that we want a
You know what it
50,
is, Ed? I'm going to
50
tell you
state
exactly what it
solution.
is. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. You just said it, money. The thing is that in order for these people to really make it, and they do have to compete with the Republicans' money, they don't have the money.
You
They
don't
don't have the
need
money.
you don't need a lot of money, Ted. And some of these candidates have proven you don't need a lot of money. When Obama got into the election for the presidency of the United States, he didn't have a lot of money backing him up. What did he do? He took the pennies, the nickels and dimes, just like they do in the church when they pass around a plate to every person in there. They put 2 pennies in that plate. It is a powerful donation. When you got 50 million people donating to your campaign, you can get a lot of money. He proved that.
But now that right there is the general. But when I'm talking about, when you talk about running as a congressperson
Right,
and they're in North Dakota or South Dakota,
right. You have to go there and realize and stuff that you're going to be in the wilderness, okay? Because that's what that is. You're in a wilderness. And the nearest person and stuff that you might see might be 5 miles away. You might have to drive 5 miles to see your neighbor. That's how sparsely populated that place is. But you're going to have the conviction to go and do that, to drive them
what happened
five
to the
miles
run, Ed?
and
What happened
sit
to
at
the
them
run
people's
of
table.
Bernie Sanders to go out to all these different places?
They he got caught up, Ted, and he got caught up in that aurora and stuff of him and his power. He got caught up. He stopped. Instead of keeping on going, he stopped. He had people out there that he listened to that told him that you can't do this. When somebody tells you, no, you can't do that, no, you shouldn't do that, then you better work even harder at doing that because there's a reason why they said you shouldn't do this. They don't like you getting that power. They didn't like Bernie Sanders getting that power because he was getting them some power. He and AOC both were getting a lot of power, and they stopped. They stopped. They were going into Republican strongholds and getting standing room only crowds, but they stopped. You cannot stop. You got to keep going. That's how you win an election. You can't stop because somebody said, well, you can't do that or that ain't going to work and all that. When somebody tell you that ain't going to work, then you better work harder at it because there's something to it. He hasn't realized that he had something going there, but he stopped. He and OC both just stopped. They got too caught up back there in D.C. You can't get caught up back there in D.C. or have people sitting there and stuff and saying you need a strong staff behind you. When you're going into those areas and stuff, you need people and stuff who are going to go with you and going to
They
ride.
don't want to expand the party. That's what
They
it
don't want
is.
to. They don't want to expand their party. It's too much for them. They can't do it. They figure that well, we stretching our money too far. You're not stretching your money too far. You going out there and stuff, and there's a gold mine out there, but you haven't realized how to mine that gold.
And then you have a real good reason to be in those red states.
Absolutely. And you got to realize that, hey, you're going to have to take your family and stuff and move them there into that wilderness. And sometimes what happens is the family stops you. I can't do that. I'm not going up there. I'm not going to do that. So you got to find somebody who has a family who is committed to doing what you need to do. And
To
that's a
help
lot of
their
times what
community.
happens. That's a lot of times what happens. Your family doesn't want to go there. Oh, I can't move there. So, what do you do when you find out that somebody gonna move there? What do? You get on your little horse and your little wagon or whatever you got, or your little old Jeep or whatever you got, and you get out there and you find somebody who wants to be a Democrat, who lives there in that state. And I guarantee you, Ted, there's a couple of Democrats in that daggone state that you can go in there and support. and show them and stuff what they need to
But
do
the
and stuff to
Democrats
win.
won't do it, bro.
I know they won't. That's what I'm saying. They won't do it. You're gonna have to have a commitment to do that. Take your butt out there because I'm telling you, Ted, I lived in South Dakota for 17 months. It's a desolate place. But you just have to get out there and do your duty. Do what needs to be done. Talk to those folks out there. Go out there to their little old hog gatherings and stuff, or bond raising group and everything, and sit down there and help them build a daggone bond, and go out there and help them go out there and feed the stock, or drop by and stuff while they're harvesting alfalfa and help them uh, harvest their alfalfa, feed their cattle and stuff that's sitting out there, or whatever. Go out there, go pheasant hunting with them, pheasant hunting season. That's the thing. That's what they do. They like their guns, they like their fishing, they like their hunting and stuff. Hey, you find somebody who like their fishing and hunting and who's a Democrat and show them how they can win. So that's the next best thing. If you can't get somebody to go there, then find somebody there in that state. And nobody wants to make that commitment to find somebody in that state who wants to run as a Democrat.
Well, look
Cause
here. My final word is this, bro.
go ahead.
Somewhere over the rainbow, we'll find those blue skies. Somewhere, these young people are gonna have to step up. They're gonna have to stop eating up each other and come together. And I'm talking about all ethnic groups, nationalities, if we want this country to last. And the only young person right now, in my mind, is Jasmine Crockett. Now you got AOC; she's fairly young. You got a couple of other people that's fairly young, males and what have you. These people need to, you know, start recruiting. It's all about recruiting. It's all about getting the momentum with the young people.
Right. And allow them to go and do what they need to do. You don't have to be there with those people. You don't have to be sitting there with them and everything and giving them your okay. That lady, Ted, have you heard her speak? The lady who they filed them felony charges against? She was on the People's State of the Union. She spoke. She's the representative there from New Jersey that they
I
still
didn't
got in
hear her
court.
speak. I didn't hear her speak.
You didn't hear her speak? Listen
I
to
heard
her
I
speak.
heard my old neighborhood in Culver City, the representative there.
Hmm.
She was talking, bro.
Oh yeah, they got some out there, Ted. They got some very very
Representative
smart.
Dunn.
They got some very very smart Democrat folks out there, but they not letting them, or they themselves is not taking their reign and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna do what I got to do. I'm gonna get on
Well,
their chicken circuit."
you know what, you know the game that they play. You know, like you gotta wait your turn. You gotta wait your turn.
Damn that. They turned his here already. There's a lot of room, Ted. This ain't no daggone little bitty ass fucking Thailand or Vietnam where you ain't got a whole lot of room there. This is a vast country. There's plenty of room out there for a whole lot of folks and stuff to do their thing, and for you to sit back there and everything. And if they need some help, help them. Look at Jasmine. Anytime they had a problem and stuff, they call her up. She went over there to California. She went to Chicago. She went anywhere
She was
that these
wasn't she the
people
vice
asked her to
chair of the
come.
campaign,
No, I'm not talking
Kamala?
about. I ain't talking about the campaign. This was after the campaign. She was going. She was when they were having Prop 50 in California. She was sitting up there on the stage and stuff with Bass and the governor. They called her in there to sit down and speak to the folks and stuff who were around there. When they were going to have that problem there in Chicago, she was up there and everything, walking the streets with them daggone folks up there in Chicago, had big conferences and stuff there with them. She was there in Milwaukee and stuff when they had the problem up there. She was sitting up there doing a conference and stuff with them. She was in Minnesota and stuff and everything when they had stuff going on. And they had a big conference going on, and she was sitting down there as a representative from Congress and stuff, talking with the people and stuff down there, talking with the state representatives and stuff from Minnesota, telling them what they need to do to get themselves together and stop fighting and stuff for what they know is right. She did that, even though she was a representative down there in Texas. Left her people. And she's talking about it now. She's using that in her campaign. I'm going to fight for you. I fight for the people that I represent, and I'm not going to stop. And man, that's a powerful message and stuff out there in the streets. I'm going to fight for you. That's her message. I'm going to fight for you. And hey, and she's exciting a whole lot of people. That's why I know if she doesn't win that primary, ain't nowhere in the world Tariq going to be able to bring them people together to come out there and vote in November. It's not going to happen. He's a weak sister. And she brought it up. Tell him how weak he was. In a nice way. She didn't beat him over the head. That's what he did. That was his choice. So what do you want? Somebody who's going to, after a while, will walk away when the heat happens, when they put out a warrant for your arrest, you're going, oh, well, I got to go back home. They got a warrant out for me. She said, I stayed. Damn that warrant. It's a gold sister. Oh man. But anyway, Ted, I've enjoyed myself today and everything, and have a little speech here and all little stuff here going on. So hey, we're gonna keep on talking the truth, people, and telling you guys what the heck going on out there. And we got a solution. I'm telling you, anything you want to talk about, we got a solution for it. Unlike your boy down there in Florida, Texas, Ted, who's running for the governor down there, that Negro, I will put him in charge of a dog fight. He ain't shit. He ain't shit. He just licking up your ass, Trump's butt, anything Trump say, he licking up your hand and stuff, just like his boy did over there in South Carolina. And Trump embarrassed him on the stage and shit. So go on, he might well say, go on, nigga, I don't need you up here no more. He's sitting down there smiling. He cooning. Y'all got a coon down there. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be saying that. Let me shut this thing down, Ted. I'm going too far. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.